Thank you for joining us this week on In Wheel Time. This is Michael Mars, and this week we're doing a review of the 2013 Volkswagen Touareg TDI Sport. Now this is the 3.0 liter clean burning turbo diesel that's been increased to 240 horsepower. It's backed by an 8-speed automatic, and we're rolling on some really nice 18-inch alloy wheels. We're looking at the interior of our 2013 Volkswagen Touareg, and we're going to find a two-tone type or a two-material type interior on the door panels and on the dash, as we've got the textured material across the top here. We've got some finished aluminum trim that separates it, and we get down into where we've got some nice touch panels for the areas where you're actually going to brush up against it. We're also going to find our side view mirror controls here, as well as the door locks close to up here where it's easy to see them, easy to get to them. They're not hidden down inside the door panel with the regular switches. We're going to come on across the dash. We're going to see the textured material continue, and as we find our light controls, as well as our reminder that we are in a diesel vehicle. Looking at our steering wheel, our multifunctional steering wheel, we'll find that we still got our thumb controls here for audio. We can run our cruise. We can use our digital support screen. That's all part of the gauge package, where we're going to find our two large sweeping gauges and the two smaller supplemental gauges. One thing that we found rather interesting is that the gauges sweep left to right. And when you crank it, it goes through its systems checks and it tells you all the good stuff. But the gauge for the fuel over here on the right hand side actually sweeps right to left, kind of the opposite. And when it's full, it's all the way to the right. When it's empty, it's to the left, versus the other gauges. Just strange, just something we noticed. We also have three levers here. We've got a windshield wiper lever on one side. We've got some controls for our headlights, as well as our speed controls down here on the bottom sector that provide us with some more easy to reach controls. Coming on across the dash, we're going to find a storage compartment at the top of the center stack. It's not real deep, not so deep you can't reach and pull things out of it. It does have an audio input, so it's got some material in there, so it's soft. Coming on down, we're going to find our touch screen, where we're going to have our audio controls for our Bluetooth, as well as our climate controls. If we have the nav option, obviously, then it's going to be in here, as well as our CD player and our other media source location. Coming on down to below that, we're going to find our regular manual controls for our climate control. One thing we really liked, we thought was a great idea, is the fan control button is right here. We could go back up in here to the climate control and pull it up, and we can adjust our fan, but this just is a very nice, easy to use, easy to reach. Passenger or driver, either one can reach it. Once you kind of get used to it, you just reach over there and grab it. Below that, we're going to find some more storage with a 12-volt power supply input here. And coming on back is our leather-wrapped gear shift for our 8-speed automatic transmission. We do have a automatic, or we can pull it down into sport and manually shift it. One thing we noticed, that if you're in the sport mode and you're down in second, third, fourth, any gear in the manual mode, and you go to put it in park, you literally have to come back into the drive mode, to the fully automatic mode, to be able to get back to park. You can't go there from the manual positions. We also have our electronic brake here, and we have our selector here for our on-road and off-road, as well as our traction control. We've got another location here for another knob, or possibly a Starbucks thingamajig that's small and fits in there instead of in a regular cup of coffee. And we have here the adjustable cup holders, so that any size of cup will fit in here. Bigger ones obviously fit in here as well. Coming on across, we're going to see some more of the aluminum trim, as well as our large glove box, and we can see some more storage on our side door panel. Here we have our seats. We've got perforated material here for the heating, and coming on across, we have a nice armrest here that's got the textured material, soft, large stitching. Opening it up, we see some deep storage that's lined, and we have another 12-volt power supply, as well as an audio input. Again, going on around the interior, looking at the back seat, we can see how the interior scheme, the color scheme, and the material is all carried into the back seat, as well as with the cup holders. We'd like to thank you for joining us again this week on In Wheel Time, as we've been doing a review of the 2013 Touareg TDI. Thank you again. This is Mike Mars for In Wheel Time.